He's like, your goal is to make 200 pula every day so that you can pay for your school fees. Hello everybody, what do you do, what's popping, how you doing? Lebogang Jessica Kelebemang here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome home. Get cozy, get comfortable, because you are guaranteed to stay. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a story time of how somebody made me sell corn in the streets to pay for my school fees. I bet you're all wondering how we got to this point of extremities. Like, I'm sure you guys are wondering, how did that end up happening? So we will be getting into that just a little bit, but like, as you can see from the title as well, I will be doing my makeup or getting ready while I share the story with you guys. I'm a bit worried because hey Hansi, I'm fighting time here. I am fighting time because the sun is about to set, and I'm hoping I finish as soon as possible. I'm shooting in the car and getting ready in the car because it's very noisy in the house and can't find a proper spot with light. So I just decided I'm gonna record in the car really quickly. My makeup is down here if you see me looking down here. Anyway, if you are new here, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe icon somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. I do hope it's somewhere here. It's red. You just subscribe and turn it gray, and then you can turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified every time I post. I can't live on ideas at the village. Oh my gosh, I need to be released from the ghetto. Hey, so this story starts when this happened in 2013. I was doing my Form 3, which is like grade 10, right? At this other school. I don't know if I should okay, let me just mention it. I went to Rainbow High School basically, and it was third term. Was it the third term? Yeah, it was the third term. And what Rainbow does is, when they give out reports, they have, with the report in the envelope, they have this letter-ish thingy, or this, I don't want to say it's like a letter basically, and in the letter, I don't want to say it's a letter, but like it's like a description of the marks. So like with each percentage from like 100% to the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, everything like explains how, okay, a child who gets marks within the 90s, this is how they're likely to behave, or this is their personality type, right? Who gets their 80, this is how they behave. And yeah, you get the whole point all the way until like the 40s, like, and the 30s and all of that. So within that time, let me just give out a disclaimer. I don't want to say I'm a slow learner, but I need to have a consistent teacher, or else like it takes a while for me to get accustomed to or get used to the way a specific person teaches, right? That's the case for me with subjects like math, chem, physics, because those are the subjects I did. So at the time at Rainbow, there was a point where they were changing teachers like frequently. Math teachers, I don't know if they were, even ICT teachers, I think they were changing them frequently. So I was struggling, like hey, personally I was struggling, like, but it wasn't that bad, or I didn't think it was that bad. I feel like my eyebrows are gonna disappoint me. I was getting like 60s, low 60s, high 60s, maybe sometimes get a 70, but this was with CAS tests. Yes, that's what they call them, continuous assessment tests. I didn't think it was that bad. I kept telling myself, no, eventually I'll just get the hang of it. Let me do my eyebrows off camera and then I'll come back. Guys, eyebrows are very hit or miss, and I feel like I just missed. Yeah, I'm reaching the village. I forgot where in the story I was. Hey, we can continue. I was talking about how I was getting 60s, sometimes 70s with continuous assessment tests. In my opinion, I felt like I was fine, and I'd eventually like get the hang of it with a permanent teacher, or once a permanent teacher came, right? So I just kept convincing myself, you know, we write exams, like we're getting to exams. Now this is the real thing. After writing exams, I didn't think I did like badly or anything like that. Nah, I was just okay. And I was like an average student. I don't want to say I was bad or anything, and I wasn't a top achiever either. If you went to Rainbow, you would know that Rainbow has this ranking thing of every student. They'll literally print out a list of the top student to like the least performing student. So from number 1 to number 75, for instance, and then they'll print it out and then paste it all over the school in almost like every classroom. That's what they did. So on the ranking list, I was usually like in the 20s. I'd either be number 22, 23. Let's say from 22 to 27. That's where I was. That's where my performance level was. Finally, and then it was time to collect reports. So if you don't know, I don't stay with my dad. He stays in the village because he says the city is stressful, whatever. I think he just waits. That man just doesn't like us. He just doesn't like us. Wait, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that time he was in Gabs, right? He came into the city and he went to go collect my report. Also, when he was collecting the report, he was like dropping the invoice to say what he paid for school fees. I get, alright, but okay, cool. I was at home. He opened the report, he looked at it, and then he didn't say anything to me. Just everything went back to normal. Hella, there was nothing to like be worried about. Like it was just like any other report with my B's, sometimes A's, sometimes C. My chemistry, no normal. Hella, you get me. About 2 days later, was it 2 days later? About 2 days later, my dad sat me down and then he gave me the percentage thing that explains 70, 80, 90, like that thing that explains the personality types and the behavior types. Yeah, he gave it to me and he made me read it out loud. He made me read all of them. And then he was holding my report and then he would go like subject to subject. He'll be like English. He'd say the mark out loud, I get it. And then he'd be like, I should read. So let's say I got an 86 for English. I get it. Woo! Okay, let's say I got an 86 for English. He says English 86. I get, he'll say that. And then after he says that, I have to read 80. This type of child usually they help out where they can, they rest, they study, you know, they really value their education and they care about their future. And then the next thing, French. Let's say I got a 95 for French and then I read 90. This type of student is very focused. They know what they want for themselves in life. They value their education. They care about how much their parents have done for them and things like that, right? And then we got to physics. Now, if you go to Rainbow or if you went to Rainbow, you would know that if you get like anything below a 50, you get a red mark. Under the percentage mark, there'll be a red line. It's like a warning line. If you don't do well, you will be forced to repeat. Because for physics, I think I got a 49. Hey, guys, physics was tough. Physics was tough, but I didn't feel physics all the time. This was also a shock to me. I don't know what was going on, guys. I'm not making excuses, I promise you, okay? Anyway, we got to, I need to do this very fast, oh my gosh. When we got to physics, and then he made me read the kids who get like below 40s or in the 40s, they just don't value their education, they don't care about their future. There's money at home and you know, everything is basically done for them and they just don't care. Like, they don't care about anything, they don't value anything and all of that. So the next marks were okay. After reading the other marks, we get to maths. Maths was like, oh my gosh, guys, maths was bad. I don't even know if that was a 40 or a 30 something, but he made me read the same thing again. Yeah, you know, these types of kids, they just don't care. They think the world revolves around them. Everything is basically done for them. They've told themselves that there's money at home, and so, you know, they don't have problems. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to translate all of that. If I didn't translate it, please forgive me, and if you don't understand Setswana, please forgive me. But yeah, so when we were done, oh my gosh, guys, please don't judge my makeup routine. I just want to take pictures and I want to look cute for you guys, and I don't want to talk and like not do anything. I want to be busy while I'm talking. And don't judge me, don't judge my makeup routine if you are a makeup artist. Anyway, yes, hey, then when I was done reading, he's like telling my dad, let me tell you the type of person my dad is. He's very, very strict, but he's not the type to raise his voice at you. He's also not the type to beat you. Like, he doesn't believe in corporal punishment. He'll like sit you down and talk to you properly like an adult, you know, reason with me. Tata, for me, like that, it made me even more afraid of him. Like, girl, bye fair too. Anyways, yeah. So he sat me down and talked to me, telling me, you know what, like, I'm really disappointed in you. You see what your school is saying about the kinds of marks you're getting. Yes, you did well in your other subjects, but you're failing the most important subject, because math is a compulsory subject that you need to count in when you're counting points, right? And yeah, he was just telling me that when you write your Form 5 now, you're gonna be failing math, and then your points are gonna be really low, and then you won't have any options for your future career. And by the way, my first option was actually sports science. It was not performing arts. Like, who knew? And my dad is the one who convinced me to go for performing arts when I couldn't do sports science, because the sports science that I wanted to do, Yako Mahating, wasn't offered in Botswana, and there was no money to like pay for me to go international. But anyway, moving on. He knew Hore. Kana Lebahang says she wants what? To do sports science, but to do sports science you need what? Maths. Okay. The moral of the story is that he was telling me that he's disappointed and I need to work hard, because he's spending a lot of money paying thousands and thousands, for school fees, and I'm not working hard. And it's, the school is saying, Hore, I don't care about my education. I don't value my life. I'm not planning for my future. I have told myself that there's money at home, so I don't need to worry about working hard and performing well, right? Because basically that's what that thing in the letter was saying. Life goes on. We go on holiday. When we go on holiday, where do we come? We come here. This is where we come to Khanti. This is where we're from. When we're on holiday, we frequently go to the farm. Our farm, like the cattle post, and then we have the lands, right? So this one time we went to the lands. I didn't really work. I didn't do anything because I have extremely bad allergies. Everybody at home knows. They always try to make sure that they don't make me do things that would get me very sick. I have allergies to the point where I can be hospitalized if like I come in contact with some things. So yeah, it's that bad. When we got back home, my dad told my mom, Hore, can you please cook this corn, because I want to go drop it off tomorrow at the relatives I get. Yes, so I was saying everything is just normal as usual. I'm looking up here because the mirror. Everything is normal as usual. Hella, my mom cooks it. I don't know how we did it. Was it cooked in the morning? Oh, was it cooked? It was. I don't remember if it was cooked in the morning or the day before. But yeah, in the morning, I remember my dad was like, he needs to go take this other table and drop it off at the other relatives because they need it, like they borrowed the table. I'm really strong. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm strong. I used to lift weights in the gym. So my dad kind of treats me like a boy child. You get me? So now I'm just doing what he says I must do. Lift the table, get the bucket filled with corn that we're going to go drop off. So for me, I'm helping out. I'm being a good daughter. And then what happened? Then he says I must go with him. Generally, when my dad goes somewhere into town, I'd always want to go with him. I'd always like to tag along. He's like, we must go together to go take the things and then run errands at the shops. So first he's like, he's like, let's pass by the shops first and then buy some stuff, and then we can go drop these things off. So there's a shop. Is it Sefalana shop, right? I think it's Sefalana. He sends me into the shop. He says, go buy a big aromat and a big salt because your grandmother wants them. In front of God, like I'm involving God in front of God. I didn't know what was going on. Like I was so blind. Like now I was just being innocent. Now tell me why I'm going outside of Sefalana and I see where a table has been set up, a cloth has been put on top of the table, and the buckets are on top of the table, and the serviettes. And then he tells me you set the aromat and the salt on top of the table, and there's a chair, and he tells me to sit down and sell.
I gotta admit it. I did not see this coming.
From the bottom of my heart, I was so confused. Like, I was wondering what's going on. Okay. Like, I'm like, so like in my head, I'm thinking, nah, this gent is tripping. He expects me to literally sit down and sell corn when I could be at home, like, I don't know, relaxing or watching TV or something. Happy, why am I selling alone? And why is he leaving? And then, like, before he leaves, he's like, your goal is to make 200 pula every day so that you can pay for your school fees. On my life. a ke re ko sekolong sa lona gate le humile ko malapeng, so wa go ira 200 pula by the end of this day for this whole week gore ha o boela ga bo rone gone kwa o le sa go tshameka o ya go duela school fees. Guys, I wanted to cry. I was so sad. Like, I wanted to cry. And this is like not the first time my dad like punished me in this way. Like I'm telling you, my dad believes in teaching you a lesson. He doesn't believe in beating you or hey, what. You get me? He'll teach you your lesson properly, hella. Where you learn, because when I tell you I learned. Hey, Buffet, I learned because I sold that whole week without fail. And I made sure I made that my 200 pula. I mean, maybe on 2 days I would fall short. I targeted the school children because where the shops are, there's a senior school and a junior, like that side, and then the other side, that side, there's another junior school, like that side of the town. But I get the kids in the village, they walk. So that other side, there's another junior school, and then there's a primary, and then behind that side, there's another primary there. So I was targeting the school kids because my 5 pula, my 7 pula, depending on the size, you get me. So I would say, okay, if I leave home at this time, hey, hey, I get it. That was my game plan. I sell for them. They walk. I paid. It was tough, guys, but that was my game plan. That's how I did everything. And I don't even remember how much money I made, but I don't think I made like the entire money. That was just punishment for 7 days, because deadass, I sold for 7 days. I sold. On some days I made over 200. On some days I made a little less than 200. And it was very painful. It was such a painful lesson because there were other street vendors there. And like, one, I didn't know you needed a license to sell on the streets. And he made that my problem. He didn't make a license for me. So basically I was selling illegally. I didn't know. Like, so he made it my problem where I must learn these things. Two, obviously I'm the one who has to clean up after all the people that buy from me. So whether they throw the corn on the floor, they throw serviettes on the floor, spill salt, whatever mess they make, I had to clean it up. And there were these other ladies selling, and they would be so mean. Hey, and like they speak in an accent. I get all my days. Like there's this accent, this side. I wish I could copy it, but it sounded weird. Now guys, I didn't know that I would have to prepare for this. I didn't know what was going on. I was just hey, guys, I suffered. When I tell you I suffered, like I suffered, and I learned my lesson, and I made sure to pass. I was about to start from 4, so yeah, that's basically the end of the story. But like, let me finish my makeup off camera, and then I'll finish off the story, and then we'll talk more about it. I come back. Okay, so I basically just got finished with my makeup now. Although it doesn't look like set, it doesn't look solid yet. Like it hasn't. You get me? It hasn't. You get me? But like, I'll probably like insert a picture somewhere here or here of like how it looks after taking Instagram photos. And the sun is setting, so I need to finish off this like really fast. That is the story of how my dad made me sell corn on the streets as punishment. I don't know how your guys' parents punish you, but my dad always like, this was not the first time some sort of punishment like this was made. Like, I'll obviously make another story time another time. But yeah, my dad always uses like unique ways of teaching us lessons and understanding that life is not easy, and you need to be able to stand up for yourself and like make your own living. I feel like this was the right time to share this story, seeing that I'm in Khanti right now, and it's the beginning of a new year where I need to set goals, and I need to share this story so that you guys can also set goals and do good things for yourself and get yourself in better places. Be able to take from your past mistakes and do something out of that, you know, make solutions for problems that you have, or like, I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope that I am, but yeah, all in all, what I'm saying is I felt that this was the right time to be able to share the story so that we can all take something from it and all learn to do better in future, and plan for the future and come up with objectives and a game plan for the goals that we have set for ourselves in 2022. If you enjoyed this video, please, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. If you're new here, please do subscribe, turn that red icon gray, and do turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified every time I post. But being a YouTuber is so exhausting. It's such a mouthful. What? Anyway, and comment, guys, comment what you liked most about my dad's method of punishment. Please, whether it's the part where he didn't tell me what I was going to do, or guys, no ways, I still don't believe it. I'm still in shock. Anyway, guys, I will definitely see you in my next video. Bye.